Hey friends, it is Kate here. Thank you so much for jumping on my channel and joining me for a class today. Now I've got a 20-minute beginner Pilates class just for you. And in this one, we will be using our handy dandy foam roller. I have got a handful of videos on how to use a foam roller in our Pilates class. I know a lot of us have these at home and just don't know exactly what to do with it. So I've got some new creative ideas for us. Roll out your mat, grab that foam roller, and let's get started. We're going to start lying on our back with our foam roller underneath our feet at the very back of our mat. So lie yourself down, go ahead and get comfy, and then elongate your legs and just let your legs hang out on the foam roller. If that means you kind of want it underneath your heels, or if you want to have your heels on it or a little bit closer, that's okay. Just find a comfy spot to start. And let your hands hang off side to side or bring them to your stomach. But take a moment here and just notice what's going on in your body right now. Do you have any places that maybe feel a little tense already that you know you need to concentrate on today? There is no right or wrong answer. That's just a small assessment of your own body. And then from here, all I want you to do is bend your knees and plant your feet into your foam roller. So our foam roller should be not too far, not too close. We don't want to feel like we're trying to touch our sitting bones, but just in a natural position that when you bent your knees, it was easy to slide those feet on up. One thing I do want you to notice is that once we bend our knees, I want us to imprint our spine. Remember, friends, that means simply to remove that space between your low back and the mat. We're elongating the spine. Now, hands will stay on our hips. You've got two places. You can actually just hold on to your hips. You can take your hands in a little triangle and bring the front of your fingers to your pubic bone and the heels of your hands to your hips. When we're in an imprinted spine, the front of that triangle where your fingertips touch should be ever so slightly inclined. If we're in a neutral spine, that little triangle is flat. But once we bend those knees and imprint our spine, our triangle has kind of tipped upward. So we want that feeling right here. Now we don't want to lose any of that whatsoever, and all I want us to do is 5 times. Inhale, straighten your legs only so much that we don't lose that imprinted feeling. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, push the foam roller away. Exhale, pull it in. Now, do you notice that my knees are not completely straightening? My legs aren't going as long as they can, because if I do, I will lose that imprinted feeling. So we're going a little bit smaller than maybe what you think. Inhale, reach the foam roller away. Exhale, tone the belly, pull it in. Now, I'm taking my hands up over my head just so you can see the back of my body a little bit better, but I would like you to either keep your hands on your stomach, on your hips, so you feel if you are moving away, or bring them to your sides. Let's do 2 or 3 more here. Every time I exhale and bend, I really tone that stomach a little bit more. I cinch the waist in. Last one, inhale, take it away. Exhale, pull it in and stay. Now you might need to walk it in just a little bit sometimes. Our props can be precarious and do what they want to do and not what we want to do. So know that you can always adjust throughout any time in class. Stamp down into the foam roller. Take your hands down by your side. Draw the ribs in. Feel your vertebrae touch the mat behind you. Take a great big inhale. Without letting the foam roller move, I want you to exhale and lift up your right leg to a little tabletop. Inhale, we're going to touch the foam roller with our right leg. Exhale, lift it right back up. Now actively press into the foam roller. It's like you're trying to squish it underneath your foot as you lift and lower the right leg. So our left leg should be so active. I feel all of the muscles in that leg engaging, keeping me steady, keeping that foam roller in place. Last one, lift up the right foot and stay. Take a moment here, press deeper into that foam roller, zip up through the front of the body, point your right toe, and then 5 times I want you to inhale, straighten your right leg away, exhale, pull it back into its starting spot. Inhale, straighten away, stamp down into that foam roller. Exhale, pull it right back in. 3 more at your own pace. Remember, you can always go a little faster, a little slower than what I might be doing. Last one. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Set that foot back onto your opposite foam roller. Notice, when you set that foot onto the foam roller, did your hips adjust at all? Were you letting yourself kind of turn to one side? Ideally, everything should remain totally still. Now stamp down into the right leg. Really turn on the back of that right thigh, our hamstrings. Take a big inhale. Exhale, tone the belly, lift the left. Inhale, let it touch the foam roller. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale, bring it down. 3 more. Exhale, lift up. Lower it right back down. 2 more. Lift up. Last one. Bring it up and stay. Point the toe. Stamp down into that foam roller. Feel all of those muscles engage. And then inhale, send your foot away. Find that length through your leg. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, reach your entire leg out and away. Exhale, pull it in. Keep going at your own pace. Do you notice any inconsistencies from one side to the other? Maybe this leg, maybe your right leg has a little bit more fatigue in it already and you're already getting a bit tired. Maybe you feel that left leg really reaching out longer and longer. There is no right or wrong answer. Pilates is all about noticing what's going on in your body and just making mindful adjustments as you do. Pull that knee in, set it down. Maybe walk the foam roller in just a bit closer, and then bring your feet to touch. Zip up through both of your legs. Imprint that spine even more. Tone the waist just a little bit. Stamp down into both feet and float your fingertips up to the sky. Take a great big inhale here. As you exhale, curl yourself up and over. Now we are folding from our sternum. We are lifting our head, our chest, simply because our abdominal muscles are turned on, are pulling together. It's like your sternum is reaching towards that pubic bone. Stamp down into your foam roller. Keep that feeling of activating the back of the legs. And then, like we started class, I want us to inhale, reach our feet away. Exhale, pull it back. Inhale, reach the foam roller away. Exhale, pull it back. And just like we did when our head and chest were on the ground, my legs aren't completely straightening, because if I did, I would lose my imprinted spine. I would lose all that abdominal connection. Now you might have hips that are shaped a little different, and maybe you can really straighten the legs without losing that connection. Or possibly you need to make your legs move even smaller than mine, and that's okay. 2 more. Inhale, push the foam roller away. Exhale, pull it in, hold. Last one. Inhale, push the foam roller away. Exhale, pull it in, stay. Stamp down into that foam roller. Did you notice that I actually imprinted a little bit harder when I thought about that? It's okay if we have to make those adjustments throughout class. I do it all the time. If you need a hand behind your head, take it, but otherwise, press deeper into your left foot. Take a big inhale. Exhale, lift up your right. Inhale, set that foot back onto your foam roller. Exhale, lift it up. 3 more. Inhale, touch it down. Exhale, lift it up. 2 more. Set it down. Exhale, lift it up. Last one. If you have tension in your neck, bring a hand or two behind to give yourself some support. Nothing wrong with that. Last one. Lift it up. Stay. Reach past your hips if your hands are away. Fold a little bit more. Tone the tummy. And then 5 times. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, pull it in. You got this. Keep going at your own pace. 2 more. Inhale away. Exhale, pull it in. Last one. Pull it in. Take a breath. Set the foot down. Take another breath. Lower everything down. If you want to stretch your hands over your head, that's okay. If you want to move your legs around, that's wonderful too. When you feel ready, zip up those legs, tone the tummy, imprint your spine, make sure shoulders are connected to the mat before we go anywhere. Wiggle out those fingers, take a big breath. And then again, curl, lift your head, your chest up, reach your fingers past your hips. Fold a little bit more. It's almost again like your sternum is trying to reach towards your pubic bone. Press deeper into your right foot. Take a big inhale. Lift your left leg. Same thing here. Drop the foot down. Exhale, lift up. Drop the foot down. Exhale, lift up. 3 more. 2. Last one. Lift and hold. Stretch, extend, exhale, pull that knee and curl more as you do. Inhale, reach it away. Exhale, curl it in. 3 more. Inhale away. Exhale, pull it in. 2 more. Last one. Pull it in. Set that foot on the floor. Before we reach it down, one more set. I want us to extend the legs, and this time challenge yourself. Could you take it further away? We've really turned on all those abdominal muscles. Could you fold a little more? Could you reach your legs a little longer? Big inhale. Exhale, pull it back in. Reach it slowly out and away. Curl a little bit more. Tone that tummy. Put a smile on your face. Exhale, curl it in. You got this. Remember, a hand could of course be behind the head if that feels better in our body. Last one. Reach it out and away. Send those legs so far away. Take a big breath. Pull it in. Take a breath. Lower everything down. Put a big smile on your face if there's not one already. And then push the foam roller away. Again, allow your legs to be nice and relaxed on the foam roller. Now we are actually going to be working in a neutral spine, something I don't often do in my lovely little classes because it's hard. Neutral spine is a challenging spot for us to be. If you can, see if you can maybe slide a hand underneath your back. Just like I was talking about, in our neutral spine, our little triangle that we have from the heels of our hands on our hip bones and our fingertips touching our pubic bone should theoretically be parallel to the floor. And if we're kind of imprinting, then that point of the triangle is pointing up. So we want it even, which means that there is going to be a little bit of space between the small of our back and the mat. Most likely you can probably slip your hand underneath there and experience that. And in fact, if you actually want to hold your hand there, it's kind of an awkward spot for a little bit, but if you just want to try to notice if you are losing that neutral spine, that's always a nice little tactile way to tell yourself if you are. Otherwise, my favorite trick is really that little triangle shape. So, fingertips to your pubic bone, heels of your hands to your hips, and then actively flex your feet. Cinch the waist a little bit. Tone your tummy, broaden those shoulders, keep your nose pointing straight up to the sky, and then actively flex both of your feet. Press down into the foam roller with the backs of your legs. Now my calves are on there. If that feels uncomfortable, you can kind of send it a little closer, a little further away from your heels. Just find a spot that you can stay. Press deeper into your left side without letting your little triangle in your hips, without letting your pubic bone move whatsoever. I want you to exhale and lift your right foot up. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, tone the tummy, lift the foot up. 3 more on your own breath. Now that triangle little shape, your pelvic bowl, your hips should not be moving at all. And we should not be losing that neutral spine behind us. 2 more. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, lift up. Drop it down. Last one, lift up, stay. Now go ahead and point your right toe. You can keep flexing the left or point two, but from here, move your hands to your hips. Tone your belly a little bit more and find that space now between the small of your back and your mat. Keep it there and let's do tiny circles. Slow and steady, not our quick ones, just around in a nice, simple, and smooth circle. Let's do about 3 more here, reaching that toe further and further away. Are you still pressing down into the foam roller with the back of your leg? Last one, circle and stay. Activate that leg even more. Turn on all the muscles. It's not a squeezing, but a light engagement of all of those great big wonderful muscles in our legs, and let's reverse those circles that we just did there. Again, it's not about the speed or even how big our circles are. In fact, the tinier the better. Let's go ahead and just do 2 or 3 more, evening ourselves out. Do you feel your belly kind of pooching out? I hope not. That does happen in our neutral spines a little bit. So think about drawing those low belly muscles in towards one another, in towards your belly button. Last time, circle that foot around and set it down. Actively flex your right foot. Bring your hands back to your hips and your pubic bone. Make sure that your little triangle is not tipping in any funny direction. And then same thing, exhale, lift the left leg. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, cinch the waist as you lift. Inhale, lower down. 3 more. Keep that nose pointing straight up to the sky. Is there any tension in your neck? Could you soften? Let's do 1 more. Lift that leg up and stay. Point the toe, hands to our hips, shoulders broad, reach that nose straight up to the sky, reach your toe towards the wall away from you, and let's do our circles here. Now notice, maybe one side's a little harder than the other, maybe one side's way easier. These things are normal. We all have inconsistencies in our body, and that's nothing to worry about. It's just nice to notice you can work a little harder. You can give yourself more time on one side if you need to. Pause, hold, press down into that foam roller with your right side. Reach that left toe away. Reverse your circles. Slow and steady, my friends. Inhale, down and around. Exhale, pull it back. Inhale, down and around. Exhale, return. Let's do just 2 or 3 more on your own breath. Relax that shoulders, put a smile on your face. Last one, bring it back, stay, take a breath. Set that foot on the floor. Actively flex your feet. Deeply press down into the foam roller with the back of your legs. Maybe you're experiencing a little stretch to the back of the legs. That can be nice. And then let's float our fingertips up and away. Shoulders down the back, low belly up and in. Take a great big inhale. Exhale, curl, lift yourself up. Now, did you lose that neutral spine? It could be a spot where maybe we do, and honestly, if you curl up here and it does feel better to imprint, rather staying in our neutral spine, that space between the small of our back and the mat, that's okay. From here, take a great big inhale, exhale, curl up 1/2 inch more. Tone that belly just a little bit. Press deeper into your left foot. Take a big inhale. Exhale, lift your right foot up. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, lift the left foot up. Inhale, drop it down. We're just walking side to side, and at any point you want to bring a hand behind the head or 2, that is fabulous. If it feels better to keep reaching long, that's great as well. Let's do 2 more sets. Inhale as you float down. Exhale, tone the tummy, lift up. Inhale as you come down. Exhale, lift up. This is the last one. Make it the best one. Lift that foot up. Take a big breath. Set it down. Another inhale. Roll yourself back to the mat. Give yourself a little wiggle. Pull the foam roller back in and stamp your feet onto it just like we started. Take your hands either down by your sides or out to a small V. We want to make sure we open up those shoulders side to side. We are imprinting now, my friends. Remember, that means removing the space between your back and the floor, and our triangle is now ever so lightly pointing up. Press down evenly into both feet. You can keep your legs hip distance, or if it feels better to zip up your legs and have your inner thighs touch, that's great too. You do you. But from here, I want us to inhale, lift up into a small bridge. Now, I am not in the highest bridge I could possibly do right now. My sitting bones have barely lifted up. That's so I can make sure that I'm not allowing any tension, any gripping feeling to come through the front of our quad muscles. That can often happen here. I want us to be thinking about our glutes, our hamstrings, especially that spot where those two meet. give it a little squeeze. Notice, do you naturally begin to lift up a little higher when we do? Yes, because those muscles really help to find our bridge. Notice what's happening in your neck. Is there space between chin and chest? Could you point that nose straight up to the sky just like Pinocchio? Draw the shoulders down the back. Squeeze your thigh-butt connection point even more and lift up just a little bit higher. Tone the belly. Take a great big inhale. Exhale from the sternum first. Roll one vertebrae at a time all the way back down. That is a big one, my friends. If that was enough, you can always pause. You could always skip this. That's okay. But otherwise, imprint. Slowly lift the pelvis up and away. Find that great, big, lovely bridge pose again. You can pause. You don't have to go up the full way. Maybe you go up halfway and you think to yourself, yes, glutes, hamstrings. Oh, now I can lift up higher. Take a big inhale. Soften all the way down as you exhale. Last one, make it the best one. Stamp down, imprint, roll up. Pause at that halfway point. Take a breath. Squeeze your glutes, turn on your hamstrings, and roll yourself all the way up, up, up. Shoulders down, neck long, face with a great big smile on it. You know this feels so good. You know you're going to feel so good later. Take one more deep inhale and gently roll yourself all the way down to the mat. Elongate those legs. Enjoy that stretch there. Let's actually circle our ankles around in one direction a couple of times. Circle them in the opposite direction. Pull them in, give yourself a little hug, a little squeeze, and then rock yourself up to a nice, easy seat. As always, give yourself a pat on the back. Be so proud of all that your body has accomplished. I hope you enjoyed class, and I can't wait to see you again.